even while like downshifting and giving the throttle, we do feel that vibration, but that gives this bike much more a character, like that aggressive character too. Hi, hello, REVSOUL here. Welcome you all guys to a new video. Today I just brought the latest, the all new TVS APACHE RTR 160. From the previous model, the bike has got a few design changes and also got some added features too. So let's get to know about this all new TVS APACHE RTR 160. Starting with the paint scheme. This is not a standard TVS APACHE RTR 160 because this bike has got a golden shade stickering in the side panels and a dual tone paint finish in the alloys too, making this a beauty in the 150cc segment. And looking at the front side, we can find all new headlight setup for this RTR 160 with those beautiful and bigger projector headlamps that can deliver decent light throw in the night time, and this added DRLs also give a much more aggressiveness to this motorcycle. And we can also find the LED indicators that we did find in the NTORQ 150 also. Let me just turn on the indicators for you. We get the beautiful and brighter LED indicators, and the rear side we can find that similar older LED taillights for this TVS APACHE RTR 160. So now let's get on the bike and feel the seat height. The bike has got a seat height of like 800mm. I am a 5'8" guy. I have a complete planted foot on both sides, no issue with the seat height and all. And looking at the weight, this bike only weighs like 143 kilograms, so it's so much easier to move around the parking load. Now let's look onto the handlebars. So just we get a pretty basic switches: the pause button, dim and bright button. This is for toggling around meter console, the indicators, the horn. In the right side, this is a kill switch, a dedicated mode button. This is for the light function, and a kill switch. Completely basic. And before going into meter console, let's check the keys too. I think the keys just got a bit stuck there. This is the all new keys for TVS APACHE RTR 160. Beautiful looking keys. Okay, keys are better than the older ones. And turning on the meter console, we get a colorful TFT meter console, which is shared from the TVS APACHE RTR 310. In both sides, we have the warning symbols, the time. We get the tachometer that starts redlining at 9000 RPM. Let me just take the stand, and we get the bigger speedometer, gear position indicator, the heat level sensing, and also the fuel indication. This bike also has the traction control. That's the reason why there is a written traction control on. And we can also like turn off the traction control too. And that's it for the meter console. We get the Bluetooth compatibility, so turn by turn navigation, music control, call alert, everything can be accessed from that meter console. And now let's look at this engine. We get a 159.7cc single cylinder oil cooled engine for this motorcycle, which can produce up to power figures of like 17.5 PS power and like 14.3 Newton meters of torque. These power figures are enough for this kind of a beautiful motorcycle. And we also get a 5-speed gearbox instead for 6-speed, just like the MT-15. Looking at the clutch side, we get a softer, smoother clutch, and so we don't get that fatigue while holding the clutch in the traffic too. And it's also adjustable. We get the 3-stage adjustability in the clutch and the brake levers too. And looking at the brakes, we get a 270mm disc rotors in the front side with the 2-piston calipers in the front. And talking about the braking in the front, we get a progressive kind of braking, so it's enough for this kind of a motorcycle. And checking the rear brakes, we get the 220mm disc rotors in the rear side with the single piston calipers. And looking at the tires, we get the TVS Eurogrip Remora tires with the 90 section tires in the front side and a 130 section tires in the rear side. And the tires also did provide greater grip on the straight lines. I didn't took this motorcycle to heavy corners, so I have not felt any corners grip on these tires. And looking in the ground clearance, we get a 180mm, which is a great ground clearance for this kind of a motorcycle. Don't need to worry about anything hitting onto your bash plate and all. And looking into your suspension, we can see that this motorcycle has a golden USD forks in the front side, which is set on a bit of a stiffer side. And looking in the rear side, we get the monoshock preload adjustable suspension in the rear side, which is set on a moderate softer suspension, so it's much more comfortable while riding too. Now let's check the exhaust note before going for a short ride. The fuel pump is ready. Let's give a bit of a throttle. Yeah, that's it. Now let's go for a short ride on the all new TVS Apache RTR 160. And finally we have reached the main road, so let's see how the all new TVS Apache RTR 160 performs. I think we are a short open road, so let's pull the bike in sport mode. And yes guys, that's what the all new TVS Apache RTR 160 can do on highways. And talking about the vibration, the first thing I have felt after like 7000 rpm, the vibrations is much harder on foot pegs at 7000 rpm, and also we felt a much more bit vibration in the seats and also on the handlebars. I have now felt that kind of vibration before on a 150cc motorcycle, just like after 5000 mid rpm. It's somewhat annoying for a much refined engine like this. And it's surprising to see that this motorcycle vibrates that much on just at the mid rpm, the 7000 rpm, and below those rpm like 4000 5000 rpm, the vibrations are very minimal on the specified parts like the foot peg, seats or handlebars. And that's it for the vibrations. And talking about the fuel tank and mileage, this bike has got a fuel tank of like 12 liters, and which is a much more greater fuel tank capacity for a 150cc motorcycle. And talking about the mileage figures, this bike has a mileage of like between 45 to 50 kilometers on cities and up to like 55 kilometers on highways, which is a great mileage figures for a 150cc motorcycle. Yes, we can completely feel that vibration just after like 7000 rpm. Even while like downshifting and giving the throttle, we do feel that vibration, but that gives this bike much more a character, like that aggressive character too. And talking about the tank range, we can get up to a tank range of like 500 km plus on this motorcycle, which is a great number for a 150cc motorcycle without a doubt. 500 kilometers tank range, it's so great guys. And the mirror visibilities are so great. I think these are the same mirrors that we did find on the N-Torque with those same design. Now let's talk about the ergonomics. The first weird thing I have noticed on this motorcycle just after getting was those foot pegs, because this bike has got a foot pegs of a much raised kind, which is somewhat weird for a 150cc motorcycle. But the handlebars are a bit wider and comfortable too. Even if you want a much more sporty, we can just tuck in and give that sporty looks too on this motorcycle. And the seats are not that plushy, but gives that comfort on ride. So it's much more of a comfortable ride for being a daily. And choosing it to be a tourer would be also great, because we get a tank range of like 500 kilometers. Let's give a last bit push. Let's do a small braking test. The ABS just got kicked in because the tires went into locking, but the ABS was not that intrusive, so the braking power was also much interesting on this motorcycle. Even though it's a progressive kind of braking, we don't feel fear even though we have the progressive kind of braking on this motorcycle. So the braking setup is also good for this TVS Apache RTR 160. And talking about the handling, it's much more nimble than the other bikes in this segment. Because of the 143 kilograms, it's so much nimble, don't need to worry about handling in dead traffic also. And since I talked about dead traffic, don't need to worry about the heating too. Even it's a this is a small cc bike, 150cc, don't need to worry about heating also, even if we are riding in the dead traffic for like 10 to 20 minutes. And pricing wise, the all new TVS Apache RTR 164V 20th anniversary edition cost about like 1,76,000 rupees on road Kerala, and the standard 164V cost about like 1,72,000 rupees. And for this 4,000 difference, we get the colorful handlebars, calipers, and the all new paint scheme. Also the emblem, the 20th anniversary Apache edition emblem also for this 4,000 rupees. And that's it guys for the video of the all new TVS Apache RTR 160. I think I have shown you much of the details, so let's catch up in the next video. Until then, bye bye.